G'day, Steve here, Woodworking Masterclass in the new wood turning workshop. And the other day I was at a friend's place, some of you might know him, Theo the Woodturner, and I was getting some practice turning bowls, and he introduced me to this fantastic tool. So I thought, I'll make one. He has a similar Coronet Herald lathe to mine, and he's also got another brand, and the other brand had this fantastic tool that fitted in the banjo housing, but it was too big for the record. So I thought I'd come home and make it. That's what it is. I call it a tongue tool rest. Apparently it's called a goblet tool rest, but I don't make goblets, so a tongue tool rest. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I turned these couple of manky old bits of scrap into a very, very useful tool to be used on the lathe. Instead of the normal tool rest, this one. Let's go and make a tongue tool rest. Just follow the rubbish trail. Here we go, okay. Got some nice truck springs here, look at that. Don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they are gorgeous. They'll be turned into tools, I think, some later stage. Anyway, back to the bin. Got to have some rubbish here. This is all high carbon steel in here. So if I want to make tools or stuff like that, this is the bin I go to make tools. This is my scrap bin, this is just mild steel, and that's all I need for this project. So I want some 1-inch rod. That's no good, this hexagonal. Here you go. There, a bit of 1-inch rod, and I think some 40mm strap. That looks all right to me. We'll have that into the workshop. What are you doing, Bob? You coming in? Go on, here you go. Here you go. What are you doing? You can't eat this. Hey, look at him, lying down. He's got a lovely bed back there, nice and soft, but did he want us to... No, preferred to be on the concrete. All right, so I've got a piece of strap and a piece of round stock. So what I'm going to do is cut off a length of round stock. Gravity still works. The same length as the stock I have for this tool rest here. So I'll go over to the hacksaw and cut it off. I reckon that's close enough there. Turn around, squirt of oil. And here we go. There we go. Test fit. Just a bit too big. But what I think that is, it's all that scale and rust build-up. So we'll clean that up, but before we do that, I'll just go and cut this bit of bar. Whatever that is, 160mm or 170mm. What's that, 6.5, 170mm, there you go. I'll go 6.5 inches because they're bigger bits. Or thereabouts. I mean, you can make it to whatever dimension you reckon you need. Alright, so they're the two main pieces that I need. Got the round stock to go in here when we get it to fit, and that's the plate or the tool rest itself. Got to do a bit of cleaning up. First of all, we'll clean this part up here. Now, that's one thing I don't have is a metal lathe. I looked at buying one, and the boss said I could go ahead, but quite frankly, I haven't got anywhere to put it. So I'm going to use my wood lathe as a metal lathe. Oh, shock, horror, sacrilege and all that. No, it's all perfectly safe. I'm not using wood turning tools on it. But it's going to do the job that we want it to do. And I have to clean this up so it will fit in there nicely. Well, just to get a chuck, any chuck, this is a record C4, but you could use the C3, you could use whatever you wanted. Open it up a bit to receive this. Now put it on very slow, just to get it centered. There, that's good enough. For all intents and purposes, that's good enough for what we need. Tighten it up. Now you can, if you like, put a tailstock on there, but I'm not. I'm just going to use this. We've got an ordinary file. Then you just turn it on, slow speed, that's 290, this one. Just dress it, just like that. Don't go up with the chuck, because you can make a mess of that. But you can see I'm starting to get a bit of silver coming through. And I think that's all that was just rust build-up. We'll keep going. Make sure you got plenty of chalk. So the way that chalk acts, if I go like that, you can see all the metal filings coming out with the chalk. So the chalk stops it from embedding in to the file itself. So you don't have to clean it so drastically. 240 linishing paper. And just backwards and forwards a bit. I might just crank the speed up on that a little bit. I'm on 785 now. What I'll do is I'll just take a little burr off that end there. Yeah, I can feel it's got just a little burr. That's it. Never put your hand on there to see if it's smooth. It's one thing when you do it on wood and you get a timber splinter. Totally different scenario if you get a metal splinter. Well, I think that'll slip quite nicely into where it's silver, and then we take it out and we'll do the other part. There you go. So what I'll do now is put the shiny part in the chuck, do it up, again bring it down to a slow speed, in this case 290, or if you don't feel comfortable with that, make it a slower speed. Okay, it's pretty well centralised now. Turn it off, tighten your chuck, and repeat the process. Plenty of chalk on your file. And this makes a change from woodwork, doesn't it? But it's all woodwork related. There you go. Slides in nicely that way and that way. So we rescued that, and it's just cleaning it up. Didn't need a metal lathe. Used the chuck, a piece of emery cloth, 240 I think that was, and a file. Okay, that's done. Now I'll move on to actually making the tool rest part, and for that I'm just going to go over to the grinder. It's a lot of heavy grinding. And we'll get that black colour off and we'll make it silver. So let's go to the grinder. I'm wearing gloves because I haven't got a long sleeve shirt on. And the metal gets very, very hot. These are welding gloves, so they're heat resistant. The metal will get very, very hot, and if you haven't got long sleeves, you're going to get burns all up the inside of your arm. So let's go. Okay, over on the grinder, whatever your standard wheel is, 40 grit, 60 grit, it's rough, but if you've got a shield, put that over and have your eye protection on. Now all I've got to do is grind a radius on there. Handy too if you've got a bucket of water. Keep dropping it in the bucket of water, it cools it off. You're not going to worry about the hardening or hardening properties of this because it's mild steel and you can't really harden mild steel. That's basically it. If you're happy with it that colour, that's fine. I'm going to put it on the linisher and get it silver again. Alright, now I'm going over to the nylon wheel and I'll clean up all these little dark spots. Turn that one off. Okay, this is a Scotch Brite wheel. Yeah, it's taking all that black off. And there you go. Two bits we need, nicely polished now, and they all fit. Now we've just got to join them together. Now work out what side you want as the upside. The one thing you do have to make sure, and this is really there's only two critical things with this. Number one, it has to be welded on properly so it doesn't come off. And number two, this has to be square to the post. And there you have it. The way it works, for example, I mean this is an easy bowl, you wouldn't need it on this. If you're using a standard fence and say a scraper or something, you've got this part here is unsupported, which to that depth isn't really a problem, but if you're doing a vase or something, to that depth it is, because your balance is all out. Whereas with the tongue tool rest, or the goblet tool rest, see, it can go right up inside whatever it is you're turning, and you've got support all the way along. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little DIY foray into tool rest making. Down the track too, I'm going to be making a few scrapers, which I'll be using the blacksmithing area for. So we might do that, and I might even be brave enough to turn the bowl. Not with Theo watching. So, nice to be back, nice to have my voice back. Thanks for watching. This is Steve. Pulling the shed door. I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't pull the shed door down, I'll close it. There you go. Actually, no, I've got a shed door here. I'm pulling the shed door down and saying, remember to keep it sharp. More importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself, be kind to each other, and I look forward to having you in one of the workshops at one of the various workbenches in the near future. And what I meant to say was very, very soon. So, all the best. Catch you later. Bye for now.